working knee external rotation or tibial rotation. In this, we're gonna get set up, knee 90 degrees, actively pull the toes up towards the shin, rotate externally out away from the midline, place that foot flat on the floor, and then from here, we can start to move our knee towards the midline or adduct, and we try to find a line of tension in that knee. From here, we hang out passively for our 2 minutes. And then we can get into our pails and rails. So making sure that we keep the foot flat on the floor, we're gonna drive that working foot into the ground, build tension throughout the rest of the body. We can use our non-working leg as a block and place it right on the inside. The pails, I want you to try to sweep the foot back in towards the midline. But because of that block, it's obviously not gonna move. Slowly ramp up to your greatest, safest effort, and after 10 to 15 seconds of that working rails contraction, we'll switch that pails contraction will switch to a rails. So then we're gonna try to sweep further out away from the midline. After our 10 to 15 seconds of rails, we can go back into our passive stretch, recover, and then once you've recovered, we don't have to wait another 2 minutes. We can go right into another bout of pails and rails. Knee internal rotation or tibial rotation. So how do you get set up? Take the seated position. Active ankle, pulling the toes up towards the shin. And we can rotate the shin. Internally rotate as much as you can. Place that foot flat on the ground. Making sure to keep pressure on the inside of that foot, kind of in the arch. And if you add that pressure, you'll start to kind of feel some tension in that knee. From here, once we have that stretch or that tension, hang out for 2 minutes, and then we can take our other foot or other leg, place it on top to lock in that, that position, and then we can work pails and rails. Keeping that tension throughout the body, driving the left foot into the floor. The pails, I would try to swipe the foot back towards the midline. Obviously, there's not going to be any movement. Hold that for 10 to 15 seconds. Switching the contraction, try to rails, you'd be thinking about sweeping the foot more towards the inline. So internally rotating that shin more. And then after the 10-15 seconds, relax back into that passive stretch. Since we've already done the 2 minutes, you don't have to wait another 2 minutes. You can go right back into another round of pails and rails once you feel ready.